Text-based editing is genuinely a game changer, especially when you can slice podcasts just by editing the transcript. But for creators juggling tons of content across multiple platforms, there's a next-level workflow that makes turning long-form into viral shorts feel truly effortless. Imagine text-based editing but completely on autopilot, designed to blast those short clips straight out to all your socials without the usual headache. Let's walk through a real-world example using an hour-plus long interview I need to repurpose. The normal way means importing, transcribing, manually hunting highlights, making fussy cuts, fixing breaths, and then scheduling everything across every single platform. That whole process is manual, fiddly, and frankly, it just eats up way too much of your valuable time. With Vizard, you just create a new project and upload that massive video file, and the analysis immediately kicks off in the background. It instantly transcribes, labels speakers, and here is the time saver. It automatically flags the moments most likely to go viral. While it's identifying punchlines and emotional reveals, you should absolutely go grab yourself a well-deserved coffee. I really appreciate how Premiere lets you highlight a sentence in the transcript and deleting it makes the actual edit happen instantly. This newer system captures that exact spirit, but then takes it several significant steps further for efficiency. It presents you with the curated set of suggested clips pulled straight from the transcript and timeline, ready for immediate preview. Need to cut out that 5-minute section about your travel plans and keep only the live stream discussion? You just click that suggested clip, maybe scrub a couple frames using the micro trimmer, or accept the smart in-out points automatically selected. Even better, it flags all those filler words and awkward breaths throughout the entire recording for easy cleanup. You can toggle an option that automatically purges all those ums, ears, and long pauses when the final clip is being assembled. Honestly, this feels exactly like Premiere's breath marker feature, but it's applied automatically across your entire hour-long recording. Even though this is automated, I still really value the hands-on, frame-by-frame precision of a professional NLE when I need it. For instance, you can zoom way in on a timeline in a traditional editor and nudge cuts right down to a single frame to tighten the rhythm. Vizard doesn't take that critical control away from you. It simply provides precise trimming tools if you feel the need for micro-editing. The key thing is that 90% of the time, its autocuts are already frame accurate and sound completely natural because the algorithm understands speech cadence perfectly. If a cut does look a little jarring, perhaps landing awkwardly mid-breath, you get fast tools to roll those in or out points by just milliseconds. You can even use a waveform slider to move the boundary while ensuring the audio transition remains perfectly smooth throughout. For those who want ultimate audio fidelity, you can flip the timeline view to audio time units and edit right down to the exact millisecond level. That level of granular control is something you're used to when switching Premiere out of frames and into pure audio units. Dealing with crossfades and clean transitions is handled automatically here, unlike manually dragging constant power fades in other software. Vizard applies micro crossfades and smoothing by default whenever a filler word is removed, so the resulting join sounds completely natural. If you prefer something punchier, you can easily choose crop style cuts, or stick with softer fades for a more conversational feel. You always retain the option to manually add a tiny constant power style fade if you happen to be a picky editor who wants that extra touch. Moving on to export options, Premiere usually requires searching presets to pick an MP3 or WAV, and then tweaking stereo or bitrate settings. Vizard is designed with creators in mind, offering presets tailored specifically for each major platform you might post to. Need a vertical 60-second clip optimized for TikTok or Instagram Reels? It will crop, format, and export a perfectly optimized MP4 with the correct bitrate and loudness levels already set. Perhaps you just need an audio-only teaser snippet for your main podcast feed. You can export that as an MP3 at 128 kbps, choosing mono or stereo based on your preference for that specific task. For those who always post captions with their videos, Vizard also exports the full transcript as a clean text file, an SRT, or even a CSV of timestamps. This means your supporting SEO content for a blog post or accessibility subtitles is ready to go instantly. Now, what I personally find most incredibly useful is the integrated scheduler and the content calendar view. After Vizard generates a whole batch of clips from your hour-long session, you set your desired posting cadence, daily, weekly, whatever works. Vizard then automatically schedules those clips across all your connected social media accounts without you lifting another finger. If you enable it, it can even optimize those publish times based on engagement heuristics for maximum reach. The calendar view itself is quite slick. You see everything scheduled, everything posted, and you can drag and drop clips to easily reschedule them. If you change your mind about a caption or the clip itself, one edit within the Vizard interface updates all the scheduled posts simultaneously. Compare that efficiency to exporting a dozen MP4s and then manually uploading each one separately to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. This scheduling feature alone saves you hours every single week and completely removes that nagging "did I post today?" anxiety. Let's briefly discuss the price point and those crucial workflow trade-offs for a moment. Adobe Premiere's text-based tools are fantastic if you already live in the Adobe ecosystem and absolutely require that granular manual control over every frame. However, that deep control comes with a heavier overall workflow, and the monthly subscription cost can often feel like overkill for independent creators needing quick turnarounds. Audition is great for deep, pure audio work, but it completely lacks that automated clip creation and social scheduling pipeline we are discussing. Vizard really settles into that perfect middle ground. It's lighter on system resources, far more automated, and specifically built for creators needing high volume. This tool is aimed squarely at folks producing daily or weekly short clips without ever sacrificing the perceived quality of the final output. It's not trying to replace your high-end Premiere level editing for creating cinematic signature pieces. Its whole mission is streamlining the content repurposing pipeline so you naturally get much wider reach for the same amount of input time. Back to the flow. Here is what a typical editing session with this tool actually looks like from start to finish. You upload your long-form source file, Vizard processes the audio, and then it presents you with a clear, visual transcript complete with speaker labels. Next, the platform displays these suggested highlights, each one showing a thumbnail, a transcript snippet, and predicted social format recommendations. You click on any suggestion to instantly preview the potential short clip right there in the interface. If you want to fine-tune it, you drag the handles, snap the cut right to a word boundary, remove a breath, or quickly add a microfade effect. You even have the option to add a title or a quick caption overlay, with suggestions auto-generated from the transcript content. Once you're satisfied with the clip, you either export it directly or simply add it to the automated posting queue for later. You knock out a batch of these clips, and then you open the content calendar to set your cadence, and watch Vizard line up the publishing schedule. A feature that many creators seriously overlook is the powerful batch processing capability for massive scale. If you have 5 different interviews ready to go, Vizard can process them all overnight and deliver a set of ready-to-post clips for every single one. That capability for scaling your output is absolutely insane once you start utilizing it regularly. Since the raw transcript is fully downloadable, you can also repurpose that text for detailed show notes or rich SEO blog posts. You get the text file, the SRT for subtitles, and even CSVs of timestamps for longer highlight reels you might want to build later. This ensures you never lose the valuable SEO footprint of the original long-form piece when converting it into micro-content. Of course, automated algorithms are never perfect, and there will always be those tricky edge cases that need human context. Sometimes an AI misses the context for a joke that needed a beat of silence, or a guest correcting themselves mid-sentence. That is why Vizard includes fast manual overrides, which is a genuinely critical feature for maintaining quality control. You can quickly flag clips for later review, tweak the text-based cut precisely, and then reprocess the selection easily. Compared to constantly jumping between waveform zoom and multi-track adjustments in other software, Vizard's unified interface is much less fragmented. For the final steps, you manage all the formatting and posting directly from one spot, whether individually or as a batch zip export. Want MP3 teasers for your podcast host or 9:16 shorts for TikTok? You can do both of those tasks right here, eliminating the need to jump between multiple export settings menus. If you want to experiment with slight variations of the same clip, there's an A/B variant generator that lets the AI suggest alternate openings or text overlays. This feature helps you test what truly resonates best with your audience for maximum engagement metrics. After publishing, you check the analytics right inside the calendar to instantly see which clips are performing well and which ones need a slight adjustment. So yes, if you already like Premiere's text editing concept, consider this tool the absolute turbocharger for your content repurposing. It automates the hard parts like highlight selection and filler removal, then gets everything scheduled and published without juggling a dozen different applications. It won't replace deep dive cinematic editing when you have the time for it, but for anyone needing consistent short-form output, this radically reduces the workload. If you want to test this powerful flow, just upload one long interview and let the system auto-suggest clips for you to skim and approve. You will honestly be shocked by how quickly you can go from an hour-long conversation to a full week's worth of social posts. And for those who are control freaks, rest assured the micro-editing tools are right there for you to be as surgical as you need to be. The bottom line is that text-based editing is good, but for creators who demand efficient repurposing and scheduling, this brings everything into one seamless hub. It functions like having an incredibly knowledgeable assistant who not only knows what parts of your video will resonate, but also queues them up and publishes them perfectly timed. If you want more specific tips on setting up your first project or picking the best clip templates for different platforms, please drop a comment below.